Hey everyone, this is BP19 fan. I'm going to be previewing, going to do a new video. I'm going to be previewing for the this weekend's races at Martinsville, which I am very excited about because we're going to a short track. Technically the first short track race of the year. And I am really looking forward to this weekend because, you know, I like short tracks like a bunch of other people do. So I'm going to give you my predictions of what's going to happen and who I think who's going to win and everything. But first off, we're going to Martinsville, which is personally my favorite short track out there and probably my second favorite track on the schedule behind Darlington. But I am a huge short track person. So I'm really looking forward to this weekend and seeing how this new bigger spoiler and stuff does on the short tracks. So we'll see what happens. But let's start off with the truck series. Of course, you got your normal drivers in there, including Kyle Busch again, who's in the field this weekend. But I think he can be beat this weekend and I think the driver who can be, there's a number of drivers I think who can outrace him this weekend. One for sure is Johnny Sauter because this has been his sort of playground for the past couple years. I think he's got a real good shot of it, and I think also Matt Crafton as well. I think he can hang with Kyle this weekend, and and Brett Moffitt as well. The guy I'm looking out for though this weekend is going to be Harrison Burton. I think he can be the one to beat. I think he's in a good truck. He's got Kibium underneath him. I think he can do really well. He's good on the short tracks. And I also think Todd Gilliland. I think this is a big weekend for him to step up because he's been sort of sluggish the start of the season for the truck series. So I think this could be a big race for him. He's good on the short tracks. So I think there's a lot of guys out there that can do good on this weekend. So my pick to win this weekend in the truck series is going to be Harrison Burton. I think he can outdo his teammate Kyle and Todd Gilliland. I think Johnny Sauter, and Todd Gilliland are the three best chances of getting Kyle Busch. So we'll see what happens. Maybe something happens to Kyle, but I'd rather see a good race, hard-fought race, than him just going out early and just, but we'll see what happens. So I think Harrison Burton is my pick for the truck race. Now on to the cup race for Martinsville. Let's see. Again, your typical drivers are going to be Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Truex possibly. Let's see. I can see Denny Hamlin being up there some. Eric Almirola, maybe. I can see him. Kevin Harvick. I don't know about him yet. He's not really impressed me this year. Kurt Busch could be a contender. He's really good at Martinsville. I can see him being a top 5 contender. But let's see. I think my favorite for this race, for a cup race, is either going to be between Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, or Joey Logano. I think those are your 3 best drivers at this particular racetrack. Those 3 seem to have a knack for this track. Jimmy Johnson to me is a long shot, even though he's got quite a bit of success there. This year, just haven't seen the performance out of that team. But if there's a track where he can possibly turn around, is Martinsville. It's one of his best racetracks. But I can see him at least being a top 10 contender. I don't know about for a win unless something miraculously happens, but I think your favorites are going to be Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, and fourth driver. I'm gonna have to go with Eric Almirola being my 4th driver. Oh, also Clint Boyer. I think he can be another good. I think he is another driver to watch out for. He's the one here last year in the spring race. Let's see. Now Truex. Let's see. He's up and down on the short tracks, but the last 2 races there, from last year's fall race to This from last year's fall race and the previous fall race, he's been good there. But spring races, he's not particularly the best, but I can see him being a top 5 contender for sure. I can see him being up there. But let's see. My favorite for the Cup race is going to have to be Brad Keselowski. He knows how to get around that track really well, and so I think he is going to be the favorite this weekend, along with Kyle and probably Logano. That's, again, your 3 best drivers who I'm sticking with, but there could be a couple of surprises back there, like Clint Boyer, Almirola. Maybe even Chase Elliott can do something. Chase Elliott's pretty good at Martinsville. But we'll see. Hopefully we get another new winner this year. So far we've done 4 out of 5 winners this year, with Kyle Busch being the first repeat winner of the year. But we'll see what happens. It's Martinsville. Anything can happen. Short little track with lots of contact. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this weekend. I think it's going to be probably the best weekend since Daytona. Race weekend since Daytona, at least. I'm really interested in seeing how this new, I guess, half package does on the short tracks. You still got the splitter. You got the higher spoiler, but you do got the 750 horsepower back, so that's good. What else? Let's see. Also this weekend, Also this weekend there is going to be IndyCar from Dakota, Circuit of the Americas, which I'm looking forward to seeing. Let's see. Any more? I think Will Power or Alexander Rossi are I think your 2 favorites for that weekend. We'll have to go with Alexander Rossi for Coda. Let's see, any other racing going on this weekend? Let's see, Formula 1's off this weekend. I think the Canaan West Series back this weekend. No, these are next weekend. No, they're this weekend. Canaan West Series from Irwindale, I believe, is this weekend. Let's see. I think there's no more. I think that's your main races this week is the Trucks Cup Series at IndyCar. So yeah, I think so. My Truck Series, I got Harrison Burton, Todd Gilliland, and Kyle Busch and Johnny Sauter. That's my 4. The Cup Series, I got Brad Keselowski, Joe Logano, Kyle Busch, and Truex. I guess it's going to be my 4th driver. And then for the IndyCar, it's going to be Alexander Rossi, Will Power, Scott Dixon, and I'm going to do Ryan Hunter-Reay. I think he needs a good weekend to start off. I think he'll be a good contender. So tell me what y'all think. What do you think is going to happen this weekend? Who are y'all's picks? So yeah, let me know. So we'll see what happens. Martinsville this weekend. Short track race of the year. So let's get this going. Can't wait. Thanks.